What's up, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Game Garage. And for today's episode, I've got my special guest here. What's your name?
Will.
Will. And my name's Billy, and today we're going to be talking about video games for 3 and 4-year-olds.
4?
How old are you?
3.
You're 3. And when's your birthday?
4.
4? You're going to be 4 on your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I got a question for you, bud. What do you like to do?
No.
Do you like to play games?
No.
Do you like to play video games?
No, I like to clean up with my sister.
Oh, come on. You like playing games. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about some games and different... Hold on.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hold on. Alright, so we're going to be talking about games and different consoles and things that are good for 3 and 4-year-olds to play. Alright, and as a disclaimer, I'm not sponsored by or endorsed by any of the products or games that I'm about to mention. This is just my personal preference and his personal preference of what he likes to play. And also I'd like to mention, before you do buy any games, I highly recommend look up the ESRB ratings, which you can find in the bottom corners of the games and then is displayed in the back of the games. Or you can do a simple Google search and do your research before you purchase a game and make sure that the content contained in the game lines up to the content that you want your child to be exposed to. So that being said, and also I'd like to mention that you should manage the amount of time that your kids spend playing a game. Now, I know I'm a huge culprit of this myself, being a child and spending countless hours and hours and hours playing games, but I would just like to add that in there to make sure that you monitor how much time they actually spend playing games. Alright, come here, bud. Alright, now, first up, the first game we're going to be talking about is an old one, and that is Sonic and Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis. These are two of his favorite games, basic platformers. I know all you know what Sonic is, so, and it's important to know this, that you can play a bunch of these games on different tablets and different collections nowadays. One of the easiest ways to do that, and one of the best collections I've found so far, is the Sonic Mega Collection Plus on the PlayStation 2. Now, this game is a collection of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic and Knuckles. So you get 7 classic games and 6 additional Game Gear games on there. Alright, so that's the first one. Now, the next one, we've got Sonic Rush. Might be hard to see on the reproduction case. Sonic Rush on the Nintendo DS. It's another fun Sonic game you can get pretty cheap for the DS. So that's that one. Alright, next up, another Sonic game we have.
Racing game!
Yes, a racing game.
Racing!
Come here.
Yeah!
Alright.
I like racing games.
He likes racing games. Now, racing games are important to note because they only use minimal, it only takes a minimal amount of skill to play them. You only have to drive, brake, and steer, so it's pretty simple for pick up and play for a child to play. And this one in particular is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing on the 360, which the 360 version comes with Banjo-Kazooie as a playable character. So it's just a fun racing game. Alright, next up are a few more racing games on the PlayStation 2. First up being Monster 4x4 Masters of Metal. Now, he loves monster truck racing games, and this is one of them. And then also on the PlayStation 2 is just Monster Jam. Now, these games have pretty good collection of different modes, different trucks and things that they love. So just a ton of stuff for him to do on here. Alright, now the next one we've got is a licensed game that's Disney Pixar Cars on PlayStation 2. Now I don't have Cars 2 and we haven't tried Cars 3 yet, but we will pick those up eventually. But this one here is just a fun racing game and he's played it quite a bit. Will, who's your favorite car on Cars? What's his name? What's his name?
Sheriff?
You like Sheriff?
Yes.
How about him?
Lightning McQueen!
Yes, Lightning McQueen. So this is another fun racing game for him. Alright, now also on PlayStation 2, I'd like to make special note of the ATV Off-Road Fury series and the MX vs. ATV series. Now, first up, we're going to talk about ATV Off-Road Fury. There was 4 of them, I believe, on the PlayStation. Alright, ATV Off-Road Fury is a great little ATV and four-wheeler racing game that you can just do open world, and he has a ton of fun with it. So it's just four-wheelers racing. Alright, next up is MX vs. ATV Unleashed. Now we have this game. This game in particular has golf carts, it has dirt bikes, four-wheelers, monster trucks. I think there's helicopters, planes on it as well. So ton of content on this game and ton of fun to be had. Alright, next up we're going to talk about a few games that I'd kind of give a word of caution to because there is quite a bit of violence in them. But first up we'll talk about we'll talk about Disney Infinity. Talking about Disney Infinity is the 3.0 and 2.0. And I'd recommend the 3.0 because you can use all the characters on it. So just a fun game to play in toy box mode. He can add a ton of things to it, ton of characters, and add all kinds of characters, all the Disney Marvel characters and Star Wars and just different things you can do with that. So, but if you plan on getting into Disney Infinity, plan on spending, quite a bit of money on the individual characters as well, which are actually pretty cheap now, being that the game's been discontinued now. So, and along the same lines is Skylanders Swap Force. Now this game's still a little old for him yet, but I imagine within the next year, before he turns 5, he'll be able to pick it up quite a bit. But this is also another game that has quite a bit of, cartoon violence and stuff in it. So just a note on that. Alright. Will, who's your favorite Disney Infinity character? Come here. Come here. What's your favorite character's name?
Baymax.
Baymax? How about...
No, he's mean.
Oh, you don't like Venom?
Because he's mean.
Oh, because he's mean?
Yeah.
What about Iron Man?
Yeah, I like him.
Who else?
Hulkbuster Iron Man.
And the Hulkbuster Iron Man? What about... Who's the green guy?
Baymax.
No, who's green and does the smash?
Hulk.
Hulk, yes. Okay. Alright, now let's talk about another MX vs. ATV game on the PS4 is MX vs. ATV Supercross Encore. Now this game is the continuation of the series that we just talked about on PS2. But
right there on there.
Okay. We'll get it. Alright, so this is a continuation of the games on PS2, but this game is a little bit more difficult, and I was kind of disappointed that it didn't have as much free roam in different modes as the PS2 version. So it's got good graphics and gameplay, but just not a whole lot of content for somebody his age. So that's that. Alright, next up we'll talk about Motorstorm on the PlayStation 3. Now, it's also important to note on this that there's some language and some violence elements on it. Now, Motorstorm, I got this to show you, but the one he really enjoys, I have a digital copy of, is Motorstorm Apocalypse.
Motorstorm?
Yeah. Remember the game with him?
Yeah.
You play that on there, don't you? What's your favorite one on there? What is that?
Kart.
No. What do you like on there? The blue one. What's the blue one?
The mobile.
What's the blue one called?
The motorcycle.
You like that green super fast motorcycle?
Yeah.
How about the blue monster truck?
Nah.
He's too slow?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright,
I
so
just like the green one, because he goes fast like this. Yeah.
so he likes Motorstorm. Next one we have is a game. Alright, bud. Alright. Alright, next one we have is Fuel. Now it's a reproduction cover, but it's Fuel on the PS3. This game is an open world racing game, which at the time, I don't know if it still does, but it had the largest playable world of any game ever. So there's just a ton of stuff to do, and it's great for him to play because there's no real start and end point, no objective. It's, on that game, you can just drive and drive and drive across the map, which is perfect for him, and he loves to just drive around on it. Alright, next up we have a couple Wii games, which the Wii is a great kids console, but for kids his age, it's a little tough with the motion controls and stuff. So this first game is Mario Kart Wii. Now, he really enjoys this game because you can just turn the controller sideways and play like that, and then just, you know, he understands how to steer with the controller, so not too bad with that one. Another one is a game that we just picked up called Wing Island. Now, this is a flight simulation game that is made for kids, I would think. Okay, easy. That's made for kids, but the way it plays, I mean, you just steer it with the Wiimote, and I figured it'd be really difficult for him, but he actually really took to it well and understood it, so pretty excited with that. Alright, next up we have some old school games I'm going to talk about. Alright, next up is Freeway on the Atari 2600. Now, it's an older game, and I know the kart's not in the best condition, but Freeway is a kind of like a Frogger clone where you have to cross the freeway and basically just cross the freeway and get it across all the cars, which he really enjoyed. It's pretty easy for him. Now, another game that he really loves that's like Frogger and Freeway is the Crossy Road on the tablet that he has. So he loves Crossy Road and the Dizzy Crossy Road, as I'm sure all of you know by now. And to mention with these is Frogger on the N64, or not N64, sorry, Super Nintendo. I don't know why I said that, but Super Nintendo. So just a fun game for him to play that's fairly simple. And there's also some Frogger games on the PlayStation 1 that I have. There's Froggers 2, Swampy's Revenge, and Frogger 1, which is more 3D environments and stuff. So, alright, next up we have some N64 games. First one we're going to talk about is Mickey's Speedway USA. It's actually a pretty good kart racer with the Disney characters, so definitely be on the lookout for that one. Also, there's Diddy Kong Racing on N64, which Diddy Kong is, I think, Donkey Kong's son.
Donkey Kong. Huh?
Yeah, which is another kart racer that's actually pretty good. And I know this one I don't think is getting hard to find yet, but it might start getting there soon because I know a lot of people really like this game. Alright, so now also for Kids, I want to talk about a couple of educational titles. On the N64 is one. There's Elmo's Number Journey, which he's not quite there yet with this one, but I imagine within the next year or so he'll be there. So that's a good educational title for them. Now another Elmo educational title is, this was supposed to be a twin pack, but I just got it by itself. It's Sesame Street Elmo's Letter Adventure. Now it's kind of it's along the same lines as the Number Journey. Now when it's a twin pack, the twin pack of this contains Elmo's Letter Adventure and Elmo's Number Journey on PlayStation 1. So definitely a good little educational game for them. Alright, next up we have some old school NES titles that he actually really enjoyed and really took to, so I was pretty pleased with that. And that is, of course, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario Brothers 3. Now he also enjoys the Super Mario 3D, the new Super Mario Brothers 3D on 3DS that we have. And these are just good titles for kids that, the controls are simple, they're easy to learn but difficult to master. So just a fun game for him to get into, platform, collect the coins, break the bricks, and just play Mario. So he really enjoys it. Alright, now is another racing game on PlayStation 1. Just kind of want to mention the series really, but this one in particular is a good title. And that is Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Now, as I know, probably every kid loves Hot Wheels. I know he does. Will, come here. Come here, bud.
I love Hot Wheels. I just love the
come
best
here.
one on Oz.
Come here.
I just like the best Hot Wheels game on Oz.
Okay. Yeah, so there's Hot Wheels on PlayStation 1's a really good one, but like he just mentioned, he also loves the Hot Wheels game on the tablet that he has, which is kind of like a hill climbing simulating game where I know you've all played the game where it just goes side by side and you just climb the hills and stuff. I forget exactly what that title is called, but he does love that game. I think it's like Hot Wheels Showdown maybe, so definitely one that he really enjoys. Alright, next up I'm going to mention some games that we have digitally downloaded to different consoles. First up, I'll start with PS3. We have Little Big Planet Karting, which Little Big Planet Karting is great for two-player co-op as well. So me and him can play. Motorstorm Apocalypse I already mentioned, which is also two-player. And Little Big Planet Karting is a pretty good, solid kart racer, and it's not too difficult for him to learn. And also another Monster Jam game is Monster Jam Battlegrounds. Is another one of those like side-scrolling hill climbing games. So a lot of monster trucks on it. Monster trucks is one of his favorite things right now, so definitely a good game to pick up. And then we go to PS, and it's important to note that not all of these games are just on the consoles that I'm mentioning. You can also digitally download them on, I'm sure, Xbox 360, Xbox One, etc. Alright, the next list of games digitally is from our PS4. And first one is going to mention is Abzu. That's Abzu. Now, Abzu is a game that is a lot like Endless Ocean on the Wii. I don't know if y'all played that, but it's basically where you're a scuba diver, and it's very artistic looking. It's a really unique art style. If you haven't played it, I'd highly recommend it to everybody. It's even kids as well. So you basically are just swimming through the ocean, searching and looking for different organisms and species of life and things, and it's just a really good adventure game and a really nice game to just sit back and just relax and play. Next up is Beach Buggy Racing. Now, Beach Buggy Racing is a game that's it's a budget title made by Vector, who also made the next games I'm going to be talking about, but bless you. And Beach Buggy Racing is another kart racer that has kind of drifty physics to it, and it's really cartoony, but he really loves just driving around and just messing around with it. So the next two games are Riptide GP2 and Riptide GP Renegade. Now, these games he really enjoyed just driving through racing, and he actually does really well with them because they have a pretty set course on them, so they're not too difficult. So come here, bud. Ha. Now, do you like the Riptide games with the hydro jets, the water one? You getting sleepy?
Yeah.
Alright, so he likes those games as well. So it's basically like a Sea-Doo racing game, but they're hydro jets, and you pick up little power-ups and do tricks to get speed boosts and things, so that's pretty fun. And the last one I'm going to talk about is Tearaway Unfolded. Now, Tearaway Unfolded is a really artistic game, kind of like Little Big Planet, where everything looks like it's made out of paper mache. So that one he really enjoys, just exploring around the universe of that, so definitely a good one to note. And the last thing we're going to talk about is something we recently picked up off of Amazon that I'd highly recommend. I know we've been playing with tablets ever since he was probably about 2.5. He's been playing with the iPad mini, and I'd highly recommend an iPad mini as well. But we just picked this up the other day, and that is the Fire HD 8 kids version that comes with the kids case. No, we already went over that one. Alright, now this is the actual tablet here. Now, it's an 8-inch HD tablet, Fire tablet, and comes with this really neat foam case that actually feels pretty sturdy.
It does go very good with Thomas and Crossy Roads and movies.
Come here. Come here. Talk over here. So what does it come with?
Movies and games.
Movies and games.
Yeah.
And there's also kids books on there that are all free. You get a free subscription to Amazon Free Time, which comes with a plethora of free games and free books and movies and things. And the cool.
I saw Big Jet when I was going to Nana's.
Oh, I know you did.
Yes, it's like the new Blue Angels, that big.
Yeah, we did see the Blue Angels the other day.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Alright, so there's a ton of games on here, a ton of movies on here, and the cool thing about a Fire tablet versus an iPad is the amount of storage space. Now, this one comes with 32 gigabytes on it, but you can put an SD card on here up to 256 gigabytes, I believe. So, gives you a whole lot of options with it. So, definitely tablet gaming, there's just so many games out there and so many applications that are great for kids. I'd highly recommend it. So, that's pretty much the conclusion of our video. Come here, bud. Oh, you're going to play your tablet first. Alright, so that's it for our video about great games for kids the ages of 3 and 4. So we have a ton more games that we could have gone over, but I wanted to keep this video from being too long. So I just want to thank you all for watching. I would love for you to like and subscribe to the video and my channel. I'm going to try and do one video every week. So just want to thank you for that. And every game that was in this episode, if you want to catch it, it'll be in the description below. So just let me know and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.